So in this session, we're going to be talking about how to get paid as a freelancer. When you come from the countries that the rest of the world doesn't necessarily respect or doesn't look up to that much, right? And I myself have gone through my fair share of that, right? Like I cannot do affiliate marketing as it stands right now. I can't. If I go on ClickBank and I want to sign up as an affiliate, my country is not even on the list. I can't buy off ClickBank. I can't buy games digitally on the PlayStation Network. PayPal barely works in my country, and Gumroad, buying and selling on Gumroad isn't even an option for me, right? Now, before we jump in, the first big tip I want to give you guys is if you want to buy something on Gumroad, download the Oprah browser. Right. Download the Oprah browser and then install it, then use its built-in VPN. That can actually circumvent the restrictions on Gumroad and on Bandcamp if you want to buy music. Right. That is how I've been able to do payments on Gumroad, even though I'm an African. And I've actually had Dennis DeMori ask me to share this with his guys as well, because this is actually a very common problem. Okay, so here's the thing now, okay? Like I've been in this game since 2014 and I know how hard it is actually getting paid when you come from one of our countries. And the general idea and the general mindsets that come with that is maybe inside you may be thinking like, okay, maybe these guys are gonna think I'm a scammer or something, or they don't trust people from my country. And I can safely say I myself have never really gone through that, or I've never experienced that. In fact, suspicions hardly ever pop up. It's the actual mechanics of getting paid that are the problem, right? And the common solution people try to use to overcome this is lying on the applications. They go on PayPal and they lie about the country. And there's actually an entire WhatsApp group of people do that in my country. Like, they lied saying they're South Africans, but they're Zimbabwean, just so they can get paid, and just so they can do payments on PayPal. And the problem with these is that the problem with lying on your application on these fintech companies is there's no way you can keep this going forever. These guys are going to catch you and they're going to shut your funds down, and there is no way to appeal for that, because these guys have way more to lose by tolerating any lies than you do. They're extremely heavy fines for them not doing due diligence, right? And as you guys are gonna come to find as I progress through this, many of the problems which we have getting paid and making payments on the digital landscape all actually fall under due diligence. They're caused by due diligence. When case in point, and this is something lots of people don't know, but the world really hates Americans. Like, global banks hate American citizens. Like, Americans who go to Europe actually find it nearly impossible to open bank accounts. And this is because banks in America don't have the resources, the time, and the money to talk to the IRS and do the due diligence to do all that, to interface their bank with America's tax system, right? And this actually is a whole different can of worms, because now children born with dual citizenships, where they're American but they're growing up in Europe, they can't open bank accounts until they're 21, right? Because the banks don't want to work with American citizens. So this is a fairly common problem, right? So first off, you're lying on your application. Don't do that, right? Second, Stripe Atlas. Now, I'm not talking shit about Stripe Atlas per se, but I spoke to a damn good copywriter and a fairly prominent marketer the other day, and he told me that when Silicon Valley Bank went down, a ton of companies and entrepreneurs who had their stuff set up by Stripe Atlas went down too. Because apparently Stripe Atlas would just open a bank account for you in Silicon Valley Bank. And when the bank went down, your company went down with it, right? And so I actually found, Andre, I totally feel you, man. I feel you, because my country's central bank is sanctioned, meaning that many services don't want to work with me because they feel that by working with me, they might have to talk to my country's central bank, which is sanctioned, right? So I actually found an alternative to Stripe Atlas that I'm gonna share with you guys in a bit, right? Okay, so now let's jump into like why this stuff happens. Okay, as I said, it all boils down to due diligence. But for the most part, outside of a few extremely edge cases, it's rarely like racism or discrimination and stuff. But it tends to boil down to either internal issues. Your country's internal banking system wants to have such a tight grip on their funds that they actually impose rules on on any fintechs operating in there. They're like, okay, if you're not operating in our country, you're not allowed to do this, right? And there's something that affects people in India, because I understand that if you open a Payoneer account in India, Payoneer won't send you a debit card. They'll just say, link your bank account so that the Indian government can just track what you do. We don't want you in trouble with them. And I understand Pakistan might have some of those restrictions as well. I understand Pakistan has some of those restrictions as well. And if you're in Thailand, it's a pain in the ass to get a credit card sent there because Thailand is like a huge scamming country. Then in other cases, your own country's banks might actually say, we do not want to work with these guys here. Like this guy from Nigeria, he actually had money coming in through Payoneer, and then the bank was like, nope, we don't know where this money is coming from. We do not want to accommodate payments but from this fintech company, right? And yep. And then in other cases, your country doesn't want money flowing out, right? And as a result of this, you might have cases where you have PayPal available in your country like mine, but you can get money in, but you can't get the money going out. Like you can't send money or make payments using a PayPal account. You can only receive money, right? So those are internal causes. As for external causes now, usually it's because your country's central bank or politicians, your country's central bank or some politicians in your country are sanctioned, and the fintech companies just do not want to risk accidentally working with them. So they just blanket ban the whole country, right? Like case in point, in Zimbabwe, it's really just a short list of people who are sanctioned along with the central bank. Us citizens, we are not sanctioned, but the sanctions affect us because many of these companies believe they have to talk to the central bank to handle our funds. The way it would have to work with Americans, right? But some companies like Payoneer, they actually just do the due diligence. They just do the extra work and they spoke to their lawyers and they found out that no, you can actually get these people in, just don't do XYZ, right? And then another reason might be that your country might have a reputation for scammers or bad PR. Look, okay, I understand this can sound mean, but some countries have that. Thailand, Nigeria, South Africa, those are the first three countries people think of when it comes to online scamming. And well, yeah, the reputation may be warranted in some cases, but the problem is now that reputation is affecting you. Okay, so some of these fintech companies, they might not even want to work with you because they feel like you might be one of the scammers. And I've actually had something like this happen. I was trying to set my website up on Bluehost, and they kept turning me down until I eventually asked one of the guys in support, like, okay, why can't I set my website up on your hosting service? And the guy was like, well, I think it's because they think you're a scammer. And I was like, well, thanks for being honest. And I went to SiteGrounds instead. Okay, and then I remember this one time I bought a course from this big guru. It was a $1,000 course. And the dude actually ended up messaging me, and he was like, dude, when I saw that the I was in Africa, I was like, scam alert. And then I looked and I was like, Jay, no, let him in. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Bro, they're all dealing with it. It's like, we're all N-words out here.
Yeah, man.
If you live in the global south, we're all.
Yep. That's actually why I like to joke by saying I'm an African prince on my timeline from time to time. Okay. Now we're gonna look at potential routes, common routes, potential routes, and solutions that I've had to jerry rig and hotwire over the years, right? First off, there's PayPal. And I believe the general anthem amongst everyone here is screw PayPal. Their fees are extremely high. They're gonna freeze you at a moment. They're gonna freeze your funds at a moment's notice, and I know, man. PayPal is weird. And lots of people think that the fees are absurd when you are getting paid, but they're just as crazy when you are doing the paying. I had a $500 a month membership I was in that needed me to pay for six. No, it was yeah, it was for 5 months. And like what happened is like the guru I was paying it to, or the guy I was paying to, he was using PayPal as his payment processor. So I had to pay him through PayPal. And the fees, the charges for me to pay him on my end were $50. A $50 charge for a $500 payment. Eventually, I told him to give me an alternative payment method because that was crazy, right? Then the next one is remittance services. Like we have, okay, yeah, if PayPal freezes funds, well, it depends on how persuasive you are. There are nightmare stories where you're gonna find like 7 and 8 figure gurus never getting their funds back, and then you can find like ordinary Joes or just people in the mid tier and stuff. They're able to convince them to unfreeze their funds and stuff. It's extremely variable. If PayPal freezes your funds, generally, from what I hear, they give you like a 90-day grace period where you can't access them. I don't know why they do that, but yeah. Okay, and usually there's hardly ever anything that actually prompts them to do that. It's just random. And I would say Stripe also falls under that. In fact, from what I've seen based on like conversations with people who run actual merchant companies and stuff, Stripe is okay if you're starting out, but long term, it's an extremely bad solution because Stripe is what they call in their terminology an aggregate payment processor. So generally what that means is that instead of giving you your own unique merchant ID, they just bunch a whole bunch of like merchants and shops under one ID and have them operate as one just to expedite the application process, right? And the problem is if someone in your bracket is this was my understanding, but if someone who you share like an ID with does something stupid, that's going to affect you too. Okay, and also they have to apply some extremely strict rules to you because they don't want you affecting everyone else, and they can freeze you at a moment's notice, even if you're not doing anything bad. Sometimes your business might be so good that Stripe might be getting worried and they're just going to freeze you anyway for making too much money, right? So the next port of call would be remittance services like World Remit and Western Union, right? And the thing about these, and this is something I've come to find, is that these are not seen as the general frame of mind is that they're not seen as ways to handle payments for business. They're seen as ways to send funds to relatives in far off countries. So you'd actually have to explain to the person who's doing the payments that's what's on the ground, right? I have a friend of mine here in Zim. His name is Max. He's a media buyer, and that's how he have his clients pay him. And I found the best way to do this is just to have a simple script ready that you just send to them, and the script simply says something along the lines of, yeah, and that's another thing. Western Union and World Remit are bloody expensive, but if it's the only option and you're in a pinch, you might have to use that, right? So what you can say is like, hey, due to the financial system in my country, the PayPal and the common methods of paying someone don't work. I use World Remit and Western Union. And here's how it works. I'll send you my details and then just do the payment and send it to me. I understand there's some charges, so I'll deduct those charges from how much I billed you. And if you're going to be doing that, then you'd want to set it up such that you'd want to set the initial bill up such that after the deductions, what they pay is the actual amount that you wanted to get paid, right? Now, I have a friend of mine, and this dude, he runs a media company from here in Zimbabwe, from his room, and he has like web designers and video editors and stuff in Pakistan and around the world. And he used to pay his Pakistani freelancers using Western Union, and both of them absolutely hated it. The fees were absurd. And then one day I just persuaded the guy to try Payoneer. I was like, okay, look, Payoneer is good, just give it a try, right? And I'm actually gonna get Payoneer in a moment. Okay. next up, I'm going to talk about whys. Okay, now whys, this one here is a bit of a doozy because each of us experiences whys differently. Okay, now how many of put a one in the comments in the chat if you have a Wise account or if you've looked at Wise.
I have a Wise account. Well, I was using Wise primarily for many years until Wise opened up in the UAE, and they made it so that UAE account holders could not use their multi-currency feature, because the UAE is sort of monopolistic with the way they handle business. So before Wise opened up in the UAE, Wise has multi-currency accounts where you can, get paid in US. You have a US bank account, a British pounds bank account in the UK, Euro bank account, that kind of thing. Before, we were able to use that as UAE account holders. And then after Wise set up shop in the UAE, they sunset that feature, or they made it so that we couldn't use it. And because of that, I ended up incorporating my business in Singapore so that I can actually have a fully fledged Wise account and be able to use their multi-currency feature. That's my story.
Yep, you heard that, guys. That is that right there is an example of the internal limitations that I mentioned earlier, where essentially your own government screws you over by imposing these rules on these fintechs, right? And this actually works different depending on where you are. By the way, man, I gotta say, that's some awesome beard game. Unfortunately, due to genetics, I'll never grow such a manly mane. Okay.
You still got one up on me because I would have loved dreadlocks.
Equivalent exchange. But yeah, okay, like it's essentially what Nabil just said, right? Like the moment these services come to your country, or the moment they start talking with the regulators in your country, things just start going crazy, right? Does anyone have any similar experiences with Wise, or like limitations on what they can and cannot do? My limitation with Wise is that I can open an account, but they will not send a card to me. They'll not send a MasterCard to me, and they will not let me withdraw funds into my country, right? And this actually started to appear as a recurring theme, right? And this started to appear as a recurring theme in these fintech companies, and that here we have you. Can you guys see the whiteboard, by the way? Let me adjust the angle.
I can see it, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so my whiteboard is called Bob Whiteboard. And Bob has helped me close lots of deals. So I essentially treat him like a business partner, right? Good. So if you look at Bob over here, this is you, and then this is the fintech company, right? Right there. So a big issue that I came to find in most of these companies I worked with was these companies will let you open an account. Okay, they'll let you open an account, but they'll make it damn near impossible to actually access your funds. Okay, so you can actually have like customers and clients paying you into your account in the fintech company, but they don't want you to actually have access to your funds. And this is actually the case with PayPal in my country and for many people, right? Yeah. And why? And also, yeah. Wise actually limits withdrawals. Which country are you from, Afshin? Pakistan. Okay, so for Pakistan, okay, so for those in Pakistan, Wise limits withdrawals. Taken and noted. Okay, so what I've come to find, and this was the situation with Wise, I could open an account, I could get paid, I couldn't access my funds. And this is why I actually had my Wise account for almost 5 years and I never used it, ever. And then I started looking into why I couldn't access my funds. And then it dawned on me. Okay, it dawned on me that the reason I couldn't access my funds is because Wise did not want to talk to the bankers in my country. So I actually came up with an incredibly dumb solution for that. It's dumb, it's raw, it works. Okay, and I'm gonna share that method in a moment. But first off, I need to introduce one final player here, right? But yeah, for many of you guys, you might be in a situation where you can use TransferWise. For some, there may be restrictions on what you can do it with your currencies, like with what happens in a bill. For others, you might be open to open a Wise account. You might have access to the multi-currency features. And I recall someone mentioned that Wise business is restricted. Okay, who say that? No Wise business payments, no business payments on Wise too. Oh wait, okay, Asheen, like you cannot use you cannot open a Wise business account in Pakistan. Jesus, man, and I thought I had it bad. Yeah, it's messed up. Okay, the next player I wanna mention here is well, you can only have personal accounts. Ouch. Okay, the next one I want to mention is Payoneer. Now, how many of you guys have heard of Payoneer? Like put a 1 if you've heard of Payoneer, and you can put 2 1s or an 11 if you have a Payoneer account. Okay? Okay, good. Okay. So for those of you who don't have Payoneer accounts or who never looked into it, okay, who know Payoneer but never tried it, can you share in the comments why you hadn't tried it or any challenges you've had opening a Payoneer account, just so I understand how Payoneer is for you. I understand that for India, as I mentioned earlier, Payoneer will not send. Wait, never heard of it. Oh.
Payoneer is like all the brown people have heard of it, but Andre is in America.
Yeah. It makes sense. Okay, good. So yeah, Payoneer, it's a very good service. It's a very reliable alternative to Wise. In fact, I'd say Payoneer predates Wise, because the main reason I even got into this whole digital marketing thing and freelancing thing like full on is because one day in 2014, and I remember the day well, it was the day of my uncle's wedding. That marriage only lasted 3 months. It was the day of my uncle's wedding, and I saw an ad for Payoneer, and they're like, hey, are you a freelancer? Are you a freelancer from a country that doesn't have PayPal? Get Payoneer. You can get paid through us, and we'll send you a MasterCard. And I was like, right. I had literally gone through 3 years of endless rejection through these guys, right? 3 years of endless rejection through all the different companies I looked into, right? Like, I exhausted all my options, then Payoneer shows up. And after being burned for 3 years and just having the door slammed in your face, I was skeptical. But at the same time, I was in a state of mind where I was like, okay, I have nothing to lose. Let me just sign up for it. So I just made a Payoneer account. I took a picture of my passport and national ID and driver's license. I sent it to them. I took a picture of the water bills and I sent it to them. And then 1 month later, my Visa card arrived in the mail. And I was like, wow, they actually sent it. But the thing is, I didn't know if the Visa card would work in Zimbabwe. And for half a year, until I got my first client, I didn't know if I'd be able to use the card. Okay. And then I got my first dollars from through Payoneer. And one day I was extremely anxious because I was wondering, like, oh, this work I've done only to get a MasterCard, and does this card even work? I go to a shop, and I remember the first thing I bought myself with the first of my online monies. I bought myself some ice cream and a game on Steam. Then buying that ice cream instantly validated everything, and that's the moment I knew that Payoneer works, right? So just to explain, right? Payoneer is essentially like Wise, but a bit more open, and also way stricter. Okay, it's spelled as Pyoneer. And they are a pretty cool company, and you can rest assured they're here to stay. They went public a few years ago with their stocks, so yeah, they have the money to stay on the business landscape, right? And so generally how Payoneer works is when you have a Payoneer account, they give you a US dollar balance like Wise as the default. Then as you use the service, they unlock more options for you. For me, in my Payoneer account, I actually have multi-currency accounts. I have Japanese yen, Australian dollars, Singapore dollar, euros, pounds, and US dollars. And they can send you MasterCards in the last 3 currencies I mentioned. They can send you a US dollar MasterCard, a Great British Pounds MasterCard, and a Euro MasterCard, right? But if you're from India, they cannot send you a card, to the best of my knowledge. The Indian banking system is, I don't know, it's retarded. No offense to anyone who finds the word retarded offensive, but that's just the way I talk. Okay. So now, so Payoneer is extremely convenient. It's good, and I legit just recommend, like, the first port of call. If you don't have a Payoneer account, just go open one. There are no charges. You have nothing to lose. Payoneer doesn't even charge you monthly. If I'm correct, they actually removed the annual $30 charge, and they really only take like 2%. It's 1 or 2% from what you paid. Cause like if you're paid $1,000, Payoneer takes, like, I know, 7, 8. It doesn't take more than $20. Payoneer doesn't take more than $20. But the reason why I strongly recommend Payoneer is because it actually opens quite a few doors for you. And it's actually one of the central pieces to what I like to call, oh, they added the charge again? Oh, let me update about the annual account fee. Oh, okay, yeah. So no, they say that the annual account fee will be charged if you receive less than $2,000. Meaning, I mean, look, we're digital marketers, we're copywriters, and we're freelancers. If you, on average, you're gonna be charging at minimum 1.5 to $2,000 per job per client. If you can get like one or two jobs a month, technically you're excluded from this fine, right? So another reason I strongly recommend Payoneer is because of their maximum payment, is because of how much you can receive from them. Now, this really depends this goes on a user by user basis, how much you can request from someone, because Payoneer uses a payment request system, right? Where you ask the client for, like, their full name, state, website, and whether you're billing them as an individual or a company, and you send them a customized payment link. And I'm actually going to show you guys, like, a script that you can use to do payment requests if you're going to use Payoneer, right? And so you send them a custom payment link, they do the payment, and then the money is sent to you. So one good thing about Payoneer is that payments are instant. They don't have a waiting period to process the payment to come in. And the reason this happened is because the company that used to handle Payoneer's MasterCards, in 2020, it was known as the Wirecard fraud. I think some of you guys know it. The CEO of Wirecard, he's the guy who supplied Payoneer with their MasterCards. He stole $2 billion from his company. And when that happened, global regulators essentially froze any and all MasterCards issued by Wirecard, including Payoneer. So for a week, people using Payoneer couldn't use their cards. But after that, Payoneer was like, nope, let's just do our cards ourselves. So they actually moved their cards internally, and they added a few more know your customer protocols. So you have to give them a few extra details. But after that, they have this weird feature where if a client pays you, Payoneer then just instantly gives you the money from their own escrow, and then they wait for the money to clear from the client to replace the funds that you got, and then they just take a small charge. So if a client pays you with a credit card or a debit card, the funds could actually arrive in your account in less than 20 minutes. So normally it's instant. The moment they swipe their card and submit their transaction, the money is ready for you to use. But if the client's bank has a feature where they delay transactions for 7 days, then that's out of Payoneer's control. You might have to wait 7 days, right? And for me, the maximum I can request from a client is $15,000 in a single transaction. To the best of my knowledge, if you're new, maybe you start at $5,000 and then they raise your limits as you use the service, and they start trusting you more. Then another thing with Payoneer is that these guys have extremely strict know your customer policies. Like there are times where you're in the middle of a payment, they'll be like, okay, this is the checkpoint. Can you send us a transcript of the chat you've had with this client, just so we know that you're not trying to rip each other off? We want to make sure that this is an actual job they're getting paid for. This has happened a few times. Sometimes they'll ask, like, okay, can you show us your client's website, showing us that they're the ones who own it. Okay, this stuff is few and far between, but they might ask for that from time to time. And normally what I do is when I send the payment requests, okay, and this is what I say, okay, if you're watching this or you're watching the replay, just write down what I'm about to say to you in a text document or a Google Doc, right? Just say, for payments, I use Payoneer. It's a secure international payment platform used by freelancers. And the reason I use it is because we do not have PayPal in my neck of the woods, so in my country. Payoneer is safe, it's secure, and the way it works is that I am going to prepare a bespoke, secure payment link for you. Only you can use it. And then once that is done, they might ask you a few questions for security reasons. They're just making sure that none of us are trying to rip each other off. They're protecting both the payer and the payee. So if they ask those questions, let me know so that I can help you out with that. Okay, and then you say, so I need a few details from you. First off, am I billing you as a client or a company? Payoneer handles those differently. If am I billing you as an individual or as a company? If you're billing as an individual, then it's basically like they're buying something off an e-com store. If you're billing them as a company, then Payoneer will put the company's name on the invoice, maybe for tax reasons, right? Or maybe for their own accounting reasons. And some clients will say, I'd rather be billed as an individual, others say, I'd rather be billed as a company, right? It just depends. And then you send them the payment request, it arrives, and it gives them the option to do a bank transfer or to do or to use their card, depending on where they are, right? And so for the most part, you'd only need to say that script has worked for me 100% of the times I've used it. And I've been using this script since 2015. So the big thing about Payoneer is like the payment request feature is extremely powerful, but they no longer offer that feature right off the bat. Like originally when Payoneer was still starting up and they were more focused on growing a customer list, they just gave the payment request feature to anyone who applied, right? But now when you apply on Payoneer, they give you the account, but before they can send you a MasterCard, you need to earn $100. And then before they can let you send payment requests, you need to get paid $5,000 off through one of Payoneer's partners, of which the easiest partner I've seen to do that would be Upwork. And this one here is another alternative, though I call this one a bit of a necessary evil, right? There are going to be situations where your client might not be able to pay you on Payoneer or Wise or anywhere, and you can't receive funds on Upwork. So I can't receive funds via PayPal, but they have PayPal, right? So if your client has PayPal, but you can't receive money via PayPal, then I'd recommend using an intermediary like Fiverr or Upwork. The problem with those services though is they take an absurd cut from you, right? Like they take 20%. So I'd really only recommend like you only use Upwork or Fiverr to hit to make like $5,000. Like maybe just get 3 clients and just say, hey, you can pay me via Upwork, a platform we're both familiar with, and most clients they have an Upwork because they probably hired some graphic designer or someone to do some quick work for them there, right? So just say, okay, you can just pay me via Upwork. It saves us the trouble, and then once we get paid on Upwork, and Fiverr both have partnerships with Payoneer. They're actually baked into Payoneer software. So you can actually directly connect your Payoneer accounts to Upwork and Fiverr so that once you get paid on Upwork, you can actually withdraw those funds into your Payoneer. And Payoneer will be counting that. So once you hit $5,000 off Payoneer, off one of those two, Payoneer will finally will let you start sending payment requests. Then you can just have people pay directly into your Payoneer, right? Then another thing Payoneer does, and this one is extremely useful, is they give you okay. What is it? Okay, let me just open the Payoneer app because the actual terminology I legit never bothered memorizing it. But They call it, yeah, they call it the global payment service. And what this is they give you they give you bank account details for wire transfers or ACH transfers, right? Like they essentially give you the equivalent of a bank account in the United States, a personal business bank account, I don't know, okay? But they give you the equivalent of a bank account in the United States, complete with, let me, what details they give you? Yeah, they give you a receiving account, and essentially they give you the bank name, bank address, routing number, account type. They give you all that stuff. And the reason why this is so powerful is because once you have access to this, right, to global payment service, you simply give your clients these details, and you ask them to pay using Wise into that. So this is actually how you can get money, how you can get paid through Wise into Payoneer. And then from Payoneer, you just withdraw into your local bank account. Or you just use the Payoneer card, to hit an ATM. That's what I do. Right. So yeah, so you could do, like, once you have access to the Payoneer receiving accounts, is like you just ask your clients, like, okay, do you have Wise? Yeah. Okay. So can I give you my bank account details and then just do a transfer into them? And if they say cool, just copy the bank details Payoneer gives you, and send them to the client. The client just add them into Wise and do the transfer. Like, you do not have to do anything on your part. As soon as the money transfers from their bank to yours, Payoneer, then just your balance. And the thing is, and the interesting thing is like, actually cheaper to use receiving accounts than because I recall I got a payment for like $900, and the fees for using a receiving account were like $8. Can you buy course and memberships through Payoneer? Yeah, you can actually, because and that's another powerful thing. Your Payoneer is registered either in Britain or America. It's not tied to your country. It has your name on it, but not your country. So services like Bandcamp, for example, and Gumroad, services that don't want credit cards from your country, just use your Payoneer card, but just say it comes from America. Technically, I'm not even lying, because the card is American. Payoneer is an American company, right? And the good thing about Payoneer is you can actually request cards and bank account details for different currencies. Like, I have a physical card for US dollars and a physical card for pounds. But for euros, I actually requested a virtual card instead. And then for bank account details, I actually have bank account details for British, for pounds and for euros. So if the clients are in Britain, for example, I'll just say, okay, just do a transfer into this account. If they're in Europe, I'll just say, here's a Euro bank account, just do bank transfer into that. Now, because these are bank transfers, the usual expectations apply. So you could be like, so for transfers, you're looking at 3 to 4 days, give or take 50 feet. For American transfers, however, you're looking at maybe 1 or 2 days, because the American system is fast for some reason beyond me. But yeah, once you have your Payoneer account, provided you're not in India, you can actually get the card sent to you. Now the thing I want to talk about, and this is an extremely absurd, but once again, it's a necessary evil. And this one will be separating yourself from your country, in a sense, right? And this essentially means establishing yourself as an entity who's not in the current country you're in. Now, there are several ways to do that. You could either incorporate in another country, or you can just open a personal non-resident offshore bank account in a country that welcomes people from your country. For example, earlier on, I was talking about how I had a Wise account, but from that Wise account, I could not access my funds. So what I did was I opened a bank account in South Africa. I opened a personal Forex bank account in South Africa, and from that bank account in South Africa, so what I do now is, from customers and clients into Wise, and then from Wise into South Africa, then to me. right? And this one here, due to just how case by case this is, you might have to research countries that are welcoming to you, that let you open non-resident accounts, but you'd also have to take note of whether or not these talk to this bank or the tax services in your country. For example, if you're American, most countries don't want to work with you because they do not want to talk to the IRS. I mean, most banks, like if you try opening a bank, even here in Zimbabwe, they'll actually ask you on the form, are you American? Or they'll ask you indirectly by saying, do you have an American tax ID, right? Then another thing you can do is incorporate in another country. Now, this does mean that now you have to pick a country. But if your back is up on the wall and you have no other options, that might actually be beyond the best routes you can take. For example, what you could do is, I don't know, maybe incorporate in another country, and then you can get a account, a business Pioneer or business wise account for that. Then maybe use a parcel forwarding service to forward the visa or you. That's an option, right? And for me, looking into, that's something I'm actually really looking into, right? And on the front of incorporating in another country, there are two services that I can recommend, right? The first is something I found that's a lot like it's a lot like Stripe Atlas, but cheaper. It's called Privately. Here, yeah, let me just put this out there. Privately, right? I started getting targeted by ads for Privately last week, and I just asked them in the car, like, okay, you guys saying you can incorporate on the net and get me a Stripe account. Do you guys accommodate Zimbabweans? And they're like, yeah, we do. Okay. And this is actually something I came to find for these guys who say we'll incorporate in another country for you, and that many of these services here, right? Like let's say Stripe, for example, they don't work with citizens from my country. They'll work with it, but they'll work with a British company run by my country. But in many cases, banks in America don't want to open business bank accounts for companies whose founders come from countries like mine. And I just have like extremely strict know your customer policies. And this dude I talked about, who's in the merchant account and tech side of business, he just said, like, due to the law set up ever since America got strict about this security stuff, most banks won't want to open an account for you if you come from one of these third world countries and stuff. So maybe setting up in Britain might be a good option. Just go to Privately. I think they charge like 150, no, 130, 150, 160 at their lowest tier. They'll incorporate, then they'll get Stripe bank account, and then afterwards you can just get a Wise business bank account and link it to your business. Then afterwards you can just work the math on all your and just and maybe just add 20, 25, 30% to account for the tax. Okay. So next up is this service came across a while back, right? And it's like, and the thing is, I wanted to sell my own offers online, but this was before Stripe. This was before like these companies like Privately that would get your Stripe bank account showed up, and essentially like what it was like can I describe it? I wanted to get like a merchant account for me to start selling my own things, but I couldn't really do it because, well, all the merchant accounts didn't want to work with Zimbabweans, except for one, which was 2Checkout, right? But it would have been a big hassle to actually get the funds like transferred to my local bank account here in Zimbabwe. Because the thing is, if you have funds here in Zimbabwe, you cannot really get them out. Like, it's a pain buying things online in Zimbabwe because the government wants to keep its foreign currency here. So I actually had to come up with yet another crazy solution just for that as well, right? And essentially, here's how the solution itself generally looks. Here's how. In fact, I think what I can do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you guys an illustration of the entire tech stack that I have, right? In chat, I'm just gonna post a picture with the tech stack that I have. Then I'm gonna explain it on the whiteboard, right? So let me get the image out of my phone. But yeah, whilst I'm doing that, are there any questions or any aha moments you guys have had while I was saying this, or anything that came to you that any golden nugget you picked up? Just so I know I'm on the right track.
I think the Payoneer's sort of solution will work for most people. I don't know if you had a chance, but maybe you're going to cover it later on. But I know that a lot of African copywriters will stuff in Bitcoin or Tether or other stable coins. Will you be covering that in a little bit?
Yeah. It's actually interesting in that actually not supported. The government found out that people were using bitcoins to move funds out of the country. So they actually banned all banks from using crypto, from honoring crypto. So I cannot trade or use crypto. This is actually the main reason why I never really got that deep into NFTs. Because if I did it, that would have been a whole can of worms trying to figure out how to access the funds that I made. If crypto is a viable solution for you, I'd say go for it. It's just worth understanding the differences between the different cryptocurrencies. And I am not a cryptocurrency guru, but from my own understanding, Bitcoin is generally seen as digital gold. It's better to hold your funds in Bitcoin. Then Ethereum, that one, it's closer to like a general use currency. So you can actually just buy stuff normally with Ethereum. But I'd say for like using crypto, to buy your stuff, the best advice I can give is do your best to keep the country, or at least details of your wallet, or your general crypto financial portfolio, keep it off your country's soil. Because the thing about countries like ours is you do not know what the government's gonna do. Like these guys are unpredictable. And you don't know what they're gonna try. They might just wake up. They might just wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and suddenly declare that now taxed and stuff, and then they're gonna start interrogating some of these local exchanges. They're gonna interrogate local exchanges or exchanges in your country, and then they're gonna be like, give us the details of all the people who have them, and tell us how much crypto they have. And this is why I myself am a huge fan of just as far out of my country as possible, because you don't know what your government's gonna do. Okay, okay. So are there any before I tie it in? So are there any questions before I go in? Yeah, but yeah, going on to crypto here, legit, if you can somehow buy somewhere safe where it cannot be like messed up by the government, I'd recommend maybe keeping a part of your savings in there if it's an option for you.
So most countries, if not all countries, can open an account on Binance.com. A lot of people use Binance. They're one of the most popular crypto exchanges, and you can basically transfer funds with an email address. So you can transfer crypto like PayPal with an email address. Khalid, who's in Nigeria, he paid me for 6 months worth of copy skills using Tether, and I just sent him my Binance email address. And you can set it up. You can open a Binance account in Pakistan and India as well, if I'm not mistaken. And what you want to do is, I'm probably going to do a separate special training about getting paid in crypto. If you're gonna people for crypto, don't get paid in anything other than Bitcoin or a stable coin like Tether, which is a US dollar equivalent. I'll probably do a detailed training on this and how you can set up non-custodial solutions where you can basically create your own merchant processing with a BTC pay server and things like that. But that's a topic for another day. In essence, though, if you can open a Binance account, all right, living where you are, you can accept payments in any cryptocurrency that Binance deals with. But I would only recommend getting in Bitcoin or a USD stablecoin. I guess the most common stablecoin is Tether, and it's the stablecoin that the most people do. You can also you can either keep your funds on the exchange, which is not recommended, or you can take it off of the exchange and put it into basically a hardware wallet, which is almost like having a safe in a little kind of digital device, and you have to basically be your own bank. So it is possible for you to get paid in crypto. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are, and it doesn't matter what your government says, because quite frankly, fuck your government, whether they ban it or not. Okay, just make sure that your cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin, Tether, whatever it is not accessible if and when authorities calling, and that's very true because it's impossible to ban Bitcoin because Bitcoin is 16 words that you memorize, and that's your seed phrase, which gives you access to your funds. If you can memorize 16 words, your Bitcoin, your cryptocurrency is safe. So that's of it, but I'll let Jay continue. I'm gonna do training on this because I think it's probably the most comprehensive, robust solution for copywriters in the global south to get paid.
Yep. Well, I'd love to attend that one. Okay, so here now I'm gonna final breakdown of everything, just tie everything together, right? So here at the bottom we have you, and our goal is to get money from up here, the client. Can you guys see clearly? So our goal is to get money from here, the client, or if you're selling digital products, then customer. Okay, good. So one option you can do really is to incorporate in another country and then just have just use one option you can do is to open a company in another country, C for company, and then just have with that company you can open you can have a bank account or a Wise account. You can have a Wise account or Payoneer and basically when you bill your clients, they pay you either into the Wise or into the Payoneer, and then from these two, you'd have to pay yourself into your personal bank account, because if you have a business account, it's not advised to use your business account as your personal piggy bank. It just makes everything confusing and it might mess you up from a tax point of view. Right? Like, this is one of the easier solutions. But if this is not an option for you for the time being, then and another thing is because you've incorporated, you have a company, you can get a merchant account from some of these companies like Stripe and stuff. So technically you can sell your own digital products or you can do affiliate marketing. So that essentially opens you up to working like this, right? So that's one potential route, incorporating. Another potential method here is we'll be getting something like tool checkout. And then from tool checkout, and this will be for selling like digital products or courses and stuff. And from tool checkout, you could essentially set it up to have payments from your customers come into tool checkout. Then you can withdraw the funds from tool checkout either directly to yourself if tool checkout supports it, or through an intermediary like Wise or Payoneer. Now, just a note, Payoneer and tool checkout also have a very powerful partnership. But if you connect tool checkout to Payoneer, then you cannot use your Payoneer for freelancing. They essentially remove all freelancing options. You cannot send payment requests. It basically becomes a business bank account for your merchant account. I did that once, and I couldn't get paid by my clients for a month until I went to the Pioneer help desk, and I just asked them to remove the to checkout connection, right? So you wanna sell stuff online, get a to checkout account, and then withdraw from to checkout to either Wise or to Pioneer, and then you can withdraw directly from Pioneer to yourself. And then from Wise, if Wise doesn't give you like insane limitations on what you can withdraw, or if you can actually withdraw from Wise, you could just take the funds directly from Wise and withdraw to yourself, right? However, if Wise doesn't support your country, like in my case, then your option would be to open an offshore bank account in a country that's okay with you opening one, right? An offshore bank account, just look for a random bank out there. Look for a bank in a country that in a stable country that'll allow you to open a bank, answer all their questions, send all the details that they ask, send all the details and stuff they ask you for, and then route your money, and then afterwards you can route your money through Wise and then to you. Or you can so when I say to you, that just means like you can have this bank send you a credit card, or you can have them send you a credit card or MasterCard. And you can just ask him, like, can I pay you guys $50 or $60 extra for you to send me my bank cards through DHL or FedEx or something? Then if you can persuade them, then power to you. So just put that stuff on a plane and send it to you. That for the South African bank account I opened, they actually sent my bank cards via my Visa cards via FedEx. Right. So if they can send the cards directly to you, even better, because now you can just hit an ATM and withdraw your cash, and just make sure you open a bank account with a strong currency, and then just hit an ATM and or find a way to gain access to that foreign currency and then trade it on the black market, because like I've come to find, like in countries like ours, trading it, changing your money in the banks gives you way less than if you do it in the streets, right? Then another option here is if you have your Wise account, open, you could have your clients pay you into Wise over here, and then from Wise into your bank account through to Visa, or you can have your clients pay you into Pioneer. And then from Pioneer, it can either come directly to you, or you can actually just have the money go from Wise to Pioneer, and then from Pioneer to you. Now, if you're in a country where you cannot access if you're in a country where Pioneer doesn't send you a card, then basically that means any money sent to you to Pioneer just goes directly into your bank account. Okay. Let me take a picture of this for you guys, then put it on Google Drive, and then I'll post it. Then I'll post the link to Google Drive into the chat. You guys want this, right?
Yes, we can also upload it in the show notes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I call it Frankenstein's financial system. Legit, it's quite possibly one of the most convoluted but necessary evil types of financial systems. Okay, so Nabil, I've sent it over to you. Then from the looks of it, Zoom doesn't let me post images for some reason. Whose idea was that? Okay, let me try posting it into my Google Drive. Okay, are there any questions whilst I'm uploading this?
I got the image. I'll upload it notes as soon as we're done.
Oh, so for you guys who want this image in the back, you can just check the show notes and you'll find it in there.
I asked in go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah? No, go ahead.
I asked in Nothing Held Back, how do our African copywriters get paid? So some people, for Nigerians, some people said Gray.co or GigPay.Africa, Payoneer or crypto. Wise, apparently, for some people in Nigeria. Payoneer was the one that popped up the most. I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's one of those click noises. Ologo. The first time in my life I got to use that in real conversation other than joking.
Yeah. I've actually heard good things about Gray. I tried opening an account there, but seeing as I'm not Nigerian, it wasn't all that convenient. So I was like, nah, for
Here's
me,
another
no.
one. M-Pesa through Remitly. I guess M-Pesa is one of those phone money kind of things, and Remitly is another. It's sort of like Payoneer. So
Mhm.
those are the other solutions that people mentioned. I might list those out in the show notes.
Yep.
So basically, you guys are all fucked. You have to become financial wizards in order to get paid. I guess price of cost of doing business, but that can be solved if you get paid in Bitcoin or stable coins. Because
Yep.
quite frankly, a few of the members are paying by Bitcoin, and it was like instant. Khalid wanted to pay by Bitcoin. I said, okay. He wanted to pay by Tether. I said, here's my Binance email address, and he sent it, and the money showed up instantly. Mark as well. Mark wants to pay by Bitcoin, and I sent him the Binance email address, so he's going to pay by Bitcoin. And the cool thing about Binance is a lot of people use Binance around the world. And not just that, even if they're on particular exchanges, people will have accounts on multiple exchanges as well, because if they do use Bitcoin, they're active on these exchanges. And even if they aren't, it's fairly easy, after you get past the KYC verification, that kind of thing, to set your account up. It's just a little bit tedious to set up a new account. But we're going to do I'm going to do a proper training on this Bitcoin thing soon. I just haven't been able to get around to it. I'd rather actually find somebody to do the training for us as a guest lecturer, somebody who's more technically savvy. I use Bitcoin, but I'm not a techie person. But yeah, those are your options.
Yeah.
Anyway, so anybody got questions? If there are no questions, we'll stop. I'll just wait 1 minute in case somebody is typing, and then I'll close off the stream. So the recording will be up in the guest lectures space probably tomorrow or the day after, whenever I can get around to it, or maybe over the weekend.
Yep. Okay. Oh, Afshin. Offshore accounts can get you to jail in Pakistan. Really? As I said, everything is extremely case by case. What works for me might get you in jail. Let's see.
Look, they're good. Listen, they're going to deal with people who are probably they're not going to go after the freelancer who's making like $1,000 a month with an account offshore. Okay. They're going to go after people who are dealing with millions. It's not like it's basically a waste of their goddamn time to go after you. And you can stay afraid of them and stop that from you earning a living, or you can just do what you have to do. That's the choice that you have to make.
Yep. But overall, as Nabil said, look into crypto, work under the radar, and just don't make yourself into a target for the most part.
Exactly. And then the Bitcoin thing is very easy. It's as soon as you get your coins off of the exchanges, they're pretty much untouchable. They can be traced, but again, you're not going to be some sort of crypto whale where you're holding millions of dollars in Bitcoin, that kind of thing. You're just making a few bucks here and there. You're not worth anybody's time to go after.
Yep.
All right. So I guess that's the end of it. Jay, I want to thank you so much for doing this detailed presentation for us. It was super helpful.
I'm honored.
So it's an honor for us to have you as well. And thank you everyone for showing up live. And the recording will be up in a few days. All right, Jay.
Thanks, man. Everyone, have a good day.